All right then, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. We are underway with Luminescence versus Cynic. It's Nightfall on the Nurse. Luminescence are the caster's underdog for now, but it's going to be very close between these two teams. They're fighting at the top of the standings, and with Nurse, anything can happen. We're looking at high kill rates, lows amount of generators completed, and it's Nightfall to find the first chase, doesn't get the second blink, and great movement there from Angels, taking Nurse back towards Shaq, and I don't think she'll play it. No, she goes the other direction.
Yeah, it's definitely really smart for our Nia here. Wow! What a beautiful palace on the start of the trail. Oh, and even whiffing the first hit there as well from the one blink. Nia's going to be able to utilize these edge map trash piles, filler pallets, a lot to work with here, but a really well controlled blink from Nightfall. Yeah, that's right. Going to be able to follow it up really well. And oh wow! We're trying to play it nice and patient to be safe, but wow! Angels, my goodness!
Nightfall's just been flustered here. Angels with some insane movement to delay that a little bit, and I think that consequently caused a couple of extra whiffs there from Nightfall. After that first hit, I thought for sure Nightfall's going to close out quickly, but Angels buying even more time for the team. And what a first chase against Nurse, can we just say. You don't see that all too often. Really good from Angels.
Yeah, it definitely shows that Cynic on the survivor side here. I want to make it as difficult as possible for Luminescence starting out here, and we are going to be able to get some pop eruption value here as we apply it to this active generator. We're going to go back over the hook and make sure that we might be able to catch out a Deliverance player before the unhook happens, but the unhook is going to be coming through. You'd have to assume that Angels is going to be able to rotate far enough away. We do pick up the chase onto Angels though, heading over towards the the top side of the map. It's very different how Reckless Yard gets commed across the world. It's very interesting, but chase back onto Angels, not going to be able to get it.
Oh, that was so close, and we've got to think about the perks that Angels possibly could be running to prolong this chase even further. Did Angels want to be chased right off the bat? I don't know how close of attention I was paying to their movement to see if they kind of were incentivizing that chase just a little bit. But it's Nightfall who seems to have lost track of Angels for a bit and is actually leaving her more worried about the gen which had Eruption on it.
Yeah, no, it's interesting that Nightfall didn't commit to the down onto Angels to try and get that Eruption proc, and we can't actually find our stuff. Oh, we do actually, sorry. Swat out at Rebecca, poor Ninny. Oh, no. Actually, these one blinks, sorry, have just not been landing, and could that even be a life to make some distance? I think it is. The Firecracker comes out as well, no blind. We get the tag onto Ninny, caught very deep into the edge map, and he's going to have to take the down.
No.
Another whiff of the one blink. Barry.
Oh, she only had one blink there to work with, so had to go for it straight away, but completely whiffs it. I don't know if that's bugged, if she had her second blink ready. I don't think she did. No spectator bug happening there. And, oh, these whiffs have just been so brutal. And, wow. Luminescence will have one hell of a survivor task awaiting him if this continues on like this. But Nurse, she's the strongest killer in the game. Snowballs are always there for a taking. These two chases from Ninny and Angels have been so strong.
And we haven't even seen a reset just yet onto Angels, which really makes me think that oh, actually, I've only just noticed, but we do have Thrilling Tremors coming into play in combination with that pop eruption. So really interesting. I do understand that Thrilling has been a bit of a more common pick for nurses, and in here we just see it, the gen unblocking just in time for the pop to come through, and also we're going to be getting some info onto what gens are being worked. Unfortunately, DBD spectator bugs are very much so a feature, and we're not going to be able to see the white auras of generators that have been blocked, but if you look really closely, you will see the entity's tendrils around the gen.
Yeah, that's right. You see the entity tendrils there in red. And this is a big chase now. Come on, Nightfall. We've had two pretty sloppy chases. This one needs to be better onto Ultra. And actually leaving Ultra, deciding to protect the gens. No flicks back. Deceived the caster there. As I thought they were going for the gen. Great flick back, and the one blink is going to whiff again. I think we're 3 for 3 on the one blink whiffs. And Nightfall really needs to step up the game. Maybe a bit flustered from that first chase. Oh, the classic whiff blink is going to catch out Ultra. And, oh, that gen gets popped. Can't protect that. Onto the hook, they must go. And Ooh, are they going to get this final gen up towards the top of the map, opposite side? Hard to call it out, obviously. But on the other side of that map, that gen could pop before Nurse gets there.
I definitely think so as well, with how big the distance is in between, and Nightfall is trying to check around, and yeah, we do see that final gen getting completed. I feel like it was almost inevitable when we saw how much progress it had earlier on in the trial, but excuse me, sorry. We do see, oh my goodness, a little bit of good karma for Nightfall, getting a hit onto Angels through the pallet stun. Trying to go for a prediction with the first blink, not quite landing. Gonna get the edge map down here. And there it is, finally hitting one of those one blinks. But are we going to be able to catch anyone else out before they get out the doors?
No, I don't think so. This is the rest of the team escaping here very, very easily. And that's not even a fresh hook onto Angels. That's 2 into 3. And the door gets opened. Out they go. And just 5 stages for our Nurse. That is a task. That is a monumental task for Luminescence. It's our Cynic Nurse. Not sure who's playing it at this moment. I'd assume Ultra. Yeah, they've got a lot to do.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a very, very tough task with the final result. And once again, lovely spectator bugs, but we had 5 stages and 3 fresh hooks being acquired. So the score is going to be looking at about 17 points to Cynic and 13 to Luminescence. Now we're going to quickly set up the next game here as we see Cynic, on the killer side with, I think, a very manageable win con, but anything can happen. We'll find out after the break. Alrighty, welcome back in everyone to the Wrecker's Yard, where we're going to be seeing Wispy on the Nurse for Team Cynic here, and we saw, I believe, was 5 stages, 3 fresh in the last trial. Cynic survivors just doing an absolutely phenomenal job at having just such an amazing game, and Wispy trying to spot out the early survivors here. We saw a crow up in the area here, and we do catch out Delusion here on the ace, actually vaulting for life to try and make some distance here. And something really interesting to see is that Wispy is going to be hitting that one blink and getting the really, really quick down, but a very, very interesting choice of perks here, given the win con and everything considered. Unfortunately, this is the obsession that we're going to be hooking first, but Rancor is going to be coming into play here. How do you feel about that one, Barry?
Yeah, it's a really interesting build and a great first chase from Wispy. I mean, compare that to the one Nightfall have. Typically, we'd probably expect to see Ultra as the killer for Cynic, but with West Ping internet rules, it's Wispy stepping up and filling the shoes well. A great first chase for Wispy, and looking to find a second survivor this quickly is a really, really good start for Cynic, let alone the fact that they're already up on points, and they're playing killer, and they're playing Nurse. This really is just kind of a runway for them to get into set 2 with the lead. Oh, and they hit Sasua as they go for the unhook. Was going to tunnel Ace, the life. It's going to bring him far, but I don't think far enough. Wispy tracking well and just looking to pinpoint this blink. Finally spots, and this could be a very, very quick chase indeed. No, great movement there from Delusion, blocking the line of sight and just making some crucial exit distance here. And Wispy's just going to have to wait for that recharge to come in before they can go for another blink. And Delusion cowering behind the rock, behind the tree, right in the corner of the map. They're in comp corner, no blinks needed, and a scream there on the eruption, as Delusion does go down for a second hook stage this early in the game.
Yeah, no, it's really nice to see that Wispy is playing for the tunnel out as efficiently as possible, but I think Rancor has well and truly been calmed out to the team here, as Delusion was really optimally using some line of sight blockers going into the edge map. We would have seen the aura pop up, but in retaliation, Luminescence have popped their second generator, and Wispy losing a little bit of track here onto our Nia. Not quite going to be able to get that tag as of just yet, but still got a Pop Goes the Weasel in the back pocket for whatever the most progressed generator is, and a survivor close to being eliminated this early into the trial as well.
Yeah, no, it looks like Wispy's just going to kind of hold this blink, wait to see if someone is running in, because they get killed this early on. All they have to do is hook one more player, and that will be the win, because that would be six hooks. Unless, you know, they can trade right on the Nurse's nose, which is always risky. Goes back towards the hook. Oh, and still gets the hit. What a fantastic blink there from Wispy. Really stepping up for their team. Cynic are cruising all the way to set 2. And Delusion is going to be confirmed. I didn't see any survivor, nor did Wispy, and they're happy just to leave. They're braving it. Oh, still a little bit of time left for Delusion, but no, Delusion goes down. And Wispy onto the second chase already. 3 survivors injured, 1 dead on the hook. Spooker, is there any way Luminescence can get back into this one?
It's definitely going to be tough, especially with how good these predictions have been from Wispy and Chase here. We're going to get some eruption onto what could have been one of the most progressed generators as well. Our survivors all being injured as well. Can't really split up on the gens and just let our survivors hang here as the win con won't really allow for it. We did get a couple more fresh hooks in the last trial, but we do need to be very, very careful as to who is going to be running our anti-tunnel perks here, as with all our survivors injured and our Nia already up on the hook, it's really going to be anyone's game of who's going to be running that decisive strike, and we just have to hope that it's not going to be Nia. But Wispy holding the blink here, trying to spot out if anyone has gotten into position for the unhook.
Yeah, this is almost an impossible situation for our survivors here. How on earth you save without healing first? But if you do, that's just so much time wasted not doing gens and letting your friends sit on the hook. This is really dire situation. And now for Luminescence, and second stage going to be confirmed here. Just one more stage and Wispy will have won it for Cynic. To give credit to Luminescence, Nightfall had a really rough time on Killer, so this is an extremely hard task for the survivors.
Exactly right, and especially with the undetectable add-on that we see from getting an M2 attack. He gets, I believe it's 60 seconds, or maybe it's less. It's got to be less than that. I think maybe 30 seconds. I might be getting my timings mixed up, but undetectable coming into play, I feel like can really throw off a lot of teams that tend to practice their nurses running the bad man's keepsake, which is... Yeah, we get those pop-ups from the Rancor. No Rancor Mori, unfortunately, as we did tunnel out our obsession, but these things just happen in the game. But our survivors of Luminescence are doing the best job they can to at least try and get these gens done with only 1 survivor healthy. I don't think this rescue is going to be happening, and Wispy just double-checking, making sure that we get a tag if someone did go for that save. This 3-gen is absolutely devastating. 1 blink will get you to either of the gens, and the elimination should definitely be coming through here. And wow, I really don't know what Luminescence could have done better here. They really gave it their absolute all, but what are you going to do with this 3-gen? Oh, my eyes!
You've been blast mode again. No, you're absolutely right. That 3-gen is disgusting. Even if Luminescence didn't have the really tricky win con, it'd still be super hard to win this game, I feel. Wispy hooking the survivor there just meant they could camp the survivor right in their face, as well as protecting all 3 gens. Yeah, super hard for Luminescence here, and you can't fault them for not getting an evacuation on Extended Army there.
No, exactly right. But at the end of the day, you really... Oh my goodness, poor Sashua. Oh, Sashua, sorry. Is going to be getting caught out in the open here on the right-hand side of the map here. But I do want to quickly say that we can't really always rule it down to RNG, as we obviously do have a really powerful 3-gen, but Wispy obviously knew to play for this 3-gen from the get-go. Oh, Deliverance coming out from Sashua, if I'm not mistaken?
Yeah, no, there's definitely Deliverance there, Broken Stats Effect. I doubt we're going to see a renewal. Yeah, Deliverance coming there, but no, you're absolutely right. Some people might be quick to jump on RNG, but it's, the skill of Wispy recognizing that 3-gen. They would have recognized that right from the start and played for it. But you can only execute it if you get those quick chases as well. I'm sure Nightfall recognized 3-gens in their map, but if you don't get those quick chases, if you don't get that pressure, you can't, you can't capitalize on it. You can't put pressure on the 3-gen.
No, that's very, very well put, Barry. But Nightfall is our only survivor that's up right now, and I don't think we've had enough time to complete. We do actually spot out Nightfall, but been trying to attack the 3-gen while Sashua was trying to take the chase as far away as possible. Obviously trying to at least get that final generator done. Playing nice and close to a fully charged Blinky. Going for the hatch here, actually. But Wispy is going to be able to make it there perfectly. No need to stress about that. But actually goes for the M1. Tries to go for the Firecracker blind as well. But there's still no collision. I think Nightfall might be able to get this.
Oh, they did get it! They get their escape. It's not going to be enough, but a nice little redemption arc there for Nightfall towards the end of that game. Yeah, really tricky there for Luminescence. Cynic winning that 38-24, and we will see you right after the break with, for the first time ever this season, it's a Legion game on Dead Dogs coming right up. It's lights out and away we go here on Dead Dog Saloon. It's Ultra with the wildcard pick of Legion to take on Luminescence, who of course are a set behind after the Nurse performance and really need to dig deep to claw this back, because this seems like a very confident pick coming out of Cynic. And ooh, I think Ultra actually missed the Survivor in the corner of the map there, or I'm just seeing things, but they have found Nightfall straight away and are going to be trying to inflict the frenzy as soon as possible, but they actually lost them straight away there. Nightfall gets away with it.
Yeah, no, I'm actually really surprised that Ultra wasn't able to follow up on Nightfall here, but a very, very beautiful palette to play here, obviously. We are going to be seeing the power starting out here, get some info on where our survivors are and try and get as many inches as possible, as we are going to be seeing. I believe that's the Legion pin, where
yeah, you're right.
If you... oh, actually, Ultra is going to go ahead and just try and get Nightfall down here. Still a palette to use here, though. Does greet it for a bit, though, wasting a bit of time here and even wrapping around to the previously dropped palette. The thing about Dead Dog is you can get these pallets spawning so close to each other with these tiles. It can really, really be quite scary, and Nightfall has just played it absolutely perfectly and going to be able to get the drop there, and Chase is going to be dropped as Ultra has to try and stop the progression on these generators.
Yeah, Ultra's got to reposition, and you're right, it's the Legion pin inflicting broken status effect on consecutive hits in power. So not getting any hits off the start there was really bad for Ultra, and a great play by Nightfall to ensure the body block with his own mend, and then once cancelled, did a really good job not to go down. It's Sasua who takes the first hit, and Ultra looking for the second one, doesn't know where to go. Left, right, going back, but it's back onto Nightfall, who's already injured, already broken. Oh, and the power cancels as Nightfall vaults away, and he's going to be playing this loop again. He did really well the first time. Ultra going for the big mind game, but it's not going to catch Nightfall napping on that corner. Nightfall goes up to the top. Yeah, Nightfall's up to the top. I'm not sure Ultra caught on. I was second guessing myself there because of Ultra's pathing, but no, Nightfall does go up to the top, and the Eerie button's going to break that pallet eventually. It's been doing so much work here for Nightfall. In the pallet breaks come, and the Calipounce on this should be down very, very soon. Yeah, gets the read on the jump this time, and down goes Nightfall. And I do want to correct myself, by the way. The Legion pin, once you mend yourself, that is when you are left broken.
Yeah, no, that's exactly right. Good correction there, Barry. But yeah, the way to counter that obviously would be to 99 your mend and have someone else come in and finish it off for you. But 2 generators getting done after the first chase. We do thankfully get a pain res for Cynic's sake here to get at least a bit of progression going in, and Thanatophobia ticking away in the distance a bit with, I believe it's not really a whole lot unless you have the whole team injured in the newest version of Thanatophobia, and obviously no balance landing against the poor Legion is going to mean that Sasua should be able to make it over to this pallet. Very, very unsafe though. It'd be impossible to win here, but Sasua is still mind gaming it out, and Ultra struggling a little bit to catch up here, and Window's going to reveal this next pallet to chain towards Greedy and even more to potentially make a loop around, but I think that is going to cost Sasua the down there, and that's exactly what's going to happen, and should be second pain res stack of the game as well if Ultra is able to make it to one.
Yeah, second pain resistance. We get the free survivor tool there. We can see a lot of gens are being worked on. One gen probably coming up soon. And yeah, you're absolutely right with Thanatophobia. It's about 6% if you've got 3 people injured, and then bumps all the way up to in the ballpark of 20%. I'm not sure on the precise figures. But yeah, that blind's not going to take Legion out of the power. The Eerie button comes over, chasing round, gets the near, and doesn't see any heartbeats for now, which could indicate the survivors are just sticking on the gen. Does get the heartbeat as they come in range, and oh, it's going to be tight. It's going to be tight. I don't think they get there with the power. No, it's going to cancel just before, and Illusion gets the save just in time. A hit on Tumbo. That is Thanatophobia now fully in play. That's slowing down gens by about 20%.
Yeah, I think you're bang on with the 20% there. Really, really well done. And Delusion is doing also a really good job with the chase here as well. But again, I think they're getting a little bit too greedy, excuse me. And he's going to go down right before this pallet. That is it. It's nice to see that you're picking up on all the tricks of the trade here, Barry.
Yeah, you've done that one for me. You've got the first caster curse of the day. And Ultra now had a bad start, but with 4 injuries now as Legion, kind of got the Legion playbook to work with. And if they can find another down, it's by no means over. But yeah, really good, strong start here from Luminescence. They got a bit unfortunate on the Nurse game. Wispy just played it so well. But on Legion, it's definitely, you know, on them to do well here.
Oh, but Sasha just going in for the 1-for-1 here, as Ultra is going to try and use power here. Creating the pallet, giving the hit. Not really much else you can do in that scenario, because dropping the pallet would just mean Eerie Button would get rid of it. And no pallet on the edge of the building here means we are going to get a tag onto our Nia as well. Are going to be getting info if we do have anyone else around going for the pick onto Sasua, but do hear the heartbeat off in the distance. Are we going to be able to get the pick before the power fatigue? No. The power runs out. We need to find where our slug Sasua has gone and try and get another hook state here. So it wouldn't be another pain res, unfortunately, I don't believe. But a lot of gens with so much progress, it really is a very tough spot for Ultra to decide whether to look for the slug or to try and just go for another chase here.
Yeah, it's a really tricky spot here for Ultra. So I was just reading about Thanatophobia, and we were spot on there with the 20% decrease. But with all these consecutive power usages, a lot of broken survivors, which means Thana is going to be in play for pretty much most of this game. And I think the survivors are going to have to live with that. Oh, catches Apes off guard there. Yeah, Delusion overextends around the pallet and goes down for it. Sasua still slugged on the floor. That one gen does get done, but I think this is a real turning point here for Ultra.
Yeah, we have a lot of our survivors in very crucial positions here. I believe a Nightfall going for the pickup onto Sasua. So Ultra's not going to be able to find that slug in time. No pain res available for this hook onto Delusion. We still have our last fresh hook, I believe, being it'd be the Nia. My apologies, but yeah, Nia is our last fresh. But we do actually hear over by this pallet here, which I think not even going to go for the drop as well. Our survivors are a little bit too worried about the iridescent button, and honestly, I don't blame them at all. Bamboozling up the shack window, which a lot of people I feel like don't really know this, but with Legion, when you, I believe it's only vaulting a window, but it could also be with breaking actions as well. It actually pauses the frenzy for a bit while you're doing that action. So vaulting windows can actually help prolong the frenzy to get a hit needed. So interesting little tip for everyone in the chat.
There we go, learn something new every day. And what we're learning here right now is that Delusion is getting face camped. Probably not a surprise to most of the DBD viewers at home who are all too familiar with this game. Yeah, Delusion goes down. And I think not dropping the pallet there, being scared of every button, was the right call, because this is going to go right down to the wire this game, and they might need every single bit of resource that they can spare. Frenzy coming in, bamboozles off, and yeah, we're going for more broken. Sasua is going to be the first one to take a hit, and now info applied to the rest of the map. If they don't find heartbeat soon, they might head back. No, they're not finding anything. Oh, there we go. There's the heartbeat. I wonder where the second one is. 2 in the desert now. That's big info secured there for Ultra. Just as I was saying that, it pops up onto the screen. And Nia, how well can you play this palette? Good luck.
Ultra would definitely be really happy with finding Nia here being the last fresh. Who was actually just going to try and go as far away from that generator, which we know has a whole lot of progress over by the back side of the saloon. And Ultra even going to power over there to try and make sure that it doesn't get done, but it gets done anyway. Nightfall is going to be able to complete it, and phasing straight through, because we still got the hit just in the nick of time. And a beautiful mind game, another edge map play here. Even a locker, I would assume. Surely.
Yeah, no, you have to deny the slug, but the mend, yeah, no, Ultra doesn't want to wait that one out. That's actually massive. If they get the down to Nightfall there, they can head back towards they slug that survivor and try and get another 2 hits, you know, to get that full end game slug. But that locker play means you have to grab, you have to hook, and now it's a race to the door.
That's exactly right. Ultra got the Nikes on, running all the way over to this door, but is it going to get opened in time for our survivors of Luminescence to get this 2 out? Nia is our fresh hook, and if Nia gets out, this will be really big for Luminescence. But I don't I don't know. This is going to be Claudette actually rotating away from the door. I'm sure Nia should be able to get the door open and at least take the one out. But unless Luminescence wants to go for more stages here, they do need to get that rescue.
Ooh.
And that's what happens. Wait a minute.
Yeah, they go for the rescue. I think they were hoping Sasua could do a little bit more in chase. I would have been very surprised to see the Nia taking the chase there. Yeah, they don't want that. They got to get more points. And I guess this is the crux of going first in a set. You don't, know what your win condition is. You don't know how many points you want to get. So you could get over greedy. But I think they should just be able to make this back with Legion's pathing. No, they're not, because you've got to remember that door's not 99. There's still a lot of work they've got to do on it. The Eerie button coming through. Nightfall gets hit. Ultra looking for that info. They don't hear it for now. There it is. They found the Nia, and Ultra should be happy with just killing Nia here, surely.
Yeah, but Ultra's not really going to be able to make enough distance to catch up to Nia, I don't think. We see the pickup, though, onto Sasua. We should be seeing Sasua taking the down here for Nia. Nightfall going for the door behind Main as well. There is the door open. It might even have to be Nightfall taking it down as well, as Ultra is going to be able to catch up. Is this going to be happening? Is Luminescence going to be able to get this fresh out? Oh, it's going to be close.
Oh, and it's cost so much out of Luminescence here. Nia does make it to the door with the help of Nightfall, though. Luminescence had to put everything on the line there just to get their Nia out. And it'll be interesting if we analyze this after the game to see if that saved them points, if it cost them points. Because it's ultimately a 3k here for Ultra. And all that just to get a fresh hook survivor out. Is it worth it? We'll have to head to the analytics desk to see that.
And as we head on over to the analytics desk where all of our producers do all the hard work for us, and told us that it actually did save them a point by going for the fresh out. Yeah, 1 point could be all that it takes. But with a win con like this, knowing that Luminescence's killer has to get 10 stages or more to win is going to be really, really tough.
Hold on. If Sasua's not found, I believe that'll be a bleed out penalty as well, because Sasua's not on. Is Sasua on death hook?
Oh,
if Sasua's
Sasua.
Yeah,
we still have 2 stages left on Sasua. Sorry.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You're right. Yeah. Looking at the thing in the bottom left there. Yeah. Sasua's still got 2 stages left, so that's going to be a -1 penalty as well. Oh, you say penalty? Just you don't get the full points for a bleed out unless they're already on death hook. So yeah, Sasua's not been found, and oof, that's a point cost, or a point dropped there for Ultra.
Wow. So what are the scores going to be looking like after that? Because I didn't really take the bleed out into consideration at all.
Yeah, it's looking like we're ending up with Cynic on 20 and Luminescence on 13. Oh, this is going to be so close in game 2. That was a very exciting end game there. The math that would have had to be done by survivors must have been crazy, especially under that pressure. But we're going to take a quick break to make sure we get those scores correct, and we'll see you right back here for game 2.
Alrighty, this could be the deciding game between Cynic and Luminescence, with a win condition of 8 stages, I believe, being the win for Cynic, and anything above 9 stages would be a set point for Luminescence and secure the tiebreaker set. But I think Cynic is not going to be joking around here, as they have Nini running no Mither to counter what we very commonly see, such as Legion pins, Eerie buttons, all that sort of stuff. The no Mither is obviously a very, very powerful pick here, and wow!
Big stun, but was that the mural sketch that just happened? Sorry, not the mural sketch, the Julia mixtape, right? You get your power back when you get stunned, so that's coming into play here. And yeah, no Mither, big call. We heard that Cynic were confident going against Legion. They know what they're doing, and so maybe no Mither reflecting that. And here we go, bamboos around now through Shaq. Around, Pala goes down, didn't get stunned during power, but the Eerie button, of course. Oh, I thought they were healthy for a second. I was like, what's going on there? No, injured Nia. Just going for this down here on Angels. Angels playing it well. Going back through it all, but looping short side, no fakes it out. It's that Soul Yoka. And now they keep going around. Bloodlust will be kicking in any second now, and this palette is not long by any means. They're going all the way there, but I think Bloodlust is going to take it for Yoka. No, Nia gets there just in time. And here we go, round alongside. That's going to be the pallet drop. Down it goes. And Yoko should have her there. Bloodlust 2. That's well spotted there. Must have the brightness up on their game. I'd lost track of Angels there on our screen. Yeah, that's gonna be our first pain res. Hopefully.
Oh, sorry, I just wanted to quickly note on how well Angels has been playing, specifically Angels in these trials tonight, which has been absolutely ridiculous. And it's also really interesting to see Yoka on the Legion here with such an interesting build to counteract a very difficult win con. It'd be interesting to see if we're going to be getting that value that we want to be getting. A beautiful cutoff here onto Ace here, going to be taking the chase over towards the water tower. Does get hit through the pallet, enduring value coming out, as well as having the power just already back up once again if we were to use it, but just going to be going for the chase onto Lusty here. No pallet there to utilize, has to wrap around. Nothing really to make it to, though, as we're going to be getting a second down quite quickly as well.
Yeah, Lusty not quite able to live up to the example set by Angels, who, as you said, have been playing so well. That, you know, first chases are everything in Dead by Daylight. If your first chase is long, you can put your team in a really, really strong situation. Angels did that against the Nurse, now doing it here against Legion. And Lusty, the fill-in to get another West player in, so Ultra could play Legion. Goes down a little bit quickly, probably, for Luminescence's liking. And Yoka now... sorry, Cynic's liking. Yoka swings through to get that early one. Oh, tries to go for the pokers through the pallet, but doesn't quite get it. Shack pallet is down, so nowhere to connect. And Yoka's going to punch that on Angels. Angels goes down again. A much quicker chase this time. And that is going to be second stage in the basement.
Wow. Actually, this is really, really strong that we're going to be able to utilize the basement here, as we've already put a pain res onto Angels, and now if we really wanted to, we could probably secure an elimination if we're comfortable with the current state of the gens. But we hear so much progress at quite a few of these gens around the shack. So we're going to give those a kick, get them regressing, spot out some survivors, and make a plan of where to go next. We see 2 survivors already across this, I would say, bottom side, right-hand side of the map. It always confuses me how differently everyone likes to com these maps and these layouts and stuff. But we have managed to spot out a couple of survivors and get good enough intel to know whether or not to force the elimination onto Angels.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. It's just kind of Yoka doing a drone mission, taking a page out of the Skull Merchant's book there, just getting some info, know where to secure it, and here the survivors come. They want to get this save so badly. Oh, but Nancy takes the first hit. She goes straight down. No mither, though. She can pick herself up if the slug does come in. Oh, but the grab game coming out. How good is your patience, Yoka? No, Quentin doesn't want to play it. He's out of there, and consequently, that means Nini won't get to use the no mither. This hit will be taken. With the power, just waiting for that to come back a little bit. And Nini should be being picked up. There we go.
Wait a minute. I think we're seeing Tenacity being paired with no mither here as well. Nini, because we saw Nini being able to crawl quite a fair way away from the basement. And wow.
No, that makes sense, because I was a little bit confused. I was like, Yoka, did you forget about Nancy? But no, he tracked it all the way out to the top and round outside shack. So yeah, definitely Tenacity being used there to crawl all the way. And yeah, I think that's good discipline, by the way, from Ultra, recognizing that that grab just wasn't on, had to evacuate as much, you know, as a bad position it puts him in. Not as bad as the position he's just found himself in. He goes down straight away. Nini is on hook. And oh no, okay, well, we don't need to see that. Okay, my respect has just dropped off. I was about to hype up Yoka's incredible play, getting Nini on the hook and Ultra as well, but he's had to go and do that.
Well, still though, you can't really deny how insane Yoka has been doing on the Legion here right now. We do only have what looks like another generator nearly ready to be progressed. We do also see the resilience being put on with the no mither build with a permanent 9% buff to gens, vaulting, all that fun stuff. And I believe we're going to be seeing Lusty getting caught out over by this side of the map. We get the enduring stun paired with the eerie button just for that insta break and the tag before you can even make it to the window. That is actually so powerful. We see the 3rd gen getting completed. Ooh. But wait a minute. Oh dear.
No drop of the pallet there, which means Lusty is going to go down straight away. Possibly deliberate if they know they can be happily slugged here. I'm not entirely sure. I don't want to try and you know, correct these comms. They're very, very good. But yeah, Lusty goes down there. The unhook does come through, and I wonder where the Legion has gotten off to. Maybe just protecting those gens a little bit, knowing they've got time on their hands.
We do still have a pain res stack needing to be applied though, and if I'm not mistaken, I think Lusty is the survivor to do it. We did see Lusty getting hooked previously, but no, that's not going to be the fourth pain res stack. I believe that would just have to be Nini then, as Nini has yet to been hooked in the trial here. The no either. Oh, actually no, I'm actually mistaken. No. We did see Nini getting hooked. It is Ultra who was our last stack.
Was Nini hooked on pain res hook? This is well, we'll figure it out when it comes to it. I mean, chances are Yoka won't even need it, and I think what's interesting to see here as the save comes in, which I'm guessing is going to be a trade. Oh no, things are just going from bad to worse for Cynic. In comes the trade for Nina. Tenacity, you can crawl, but you can't hide. Yoka's going to pick you up and slap you straight back on, and we'll see if the pain res comes through. But yeah, Cynic were confident. No pain res there. Cynic, so probably Ultra then the final one, unless that hook just isn't a pain res hook. Cynic were very confident, well, they said they were confident going up against the Legion. You can see it with the Noma the build, but I'm sure they weren't prepared to be put in a basement situation straight away. So it's just flip things on their head. Lusty gets hit with the power straight away, gets put in men's stairs, and he will go down pretty quickly, I'm sure.
But is Lusty going to be able to make it to this main window, though? I think so. Barely. And we see the 4th gen getting completed as well, and with where the game stands right now, if Yoka was to get one more hook stage in this scenario, whether it be the elimination onto Nini or a hook onto someone else, that will be the set point for Luminescence. So this is starting to look like that it could go into the tiebreaker.
Yeah, I think we're going to get another game 3 here. The game was over a couple of minutes ago. Well, to be honest, even with that basement down, that really kind of swung things in Yoka's favor. And then Cynic unable to kind of swing it back their way. Nini does go down, and that's the win condition there. Now it's just about how much damage does Yoka want to do here. He's just going to take this chase to the end of the game, I'm sure. And well, that's not going to last long. Ultra going down, and not a lot to say about these chases from Cynic. They've not kind of been at that level we've seen in other games. Obviously, Dead Dogs is a harder match to play out, but yeah, it's not been a beautiful scene.
Yeah, no, it definitely is always tough, especially if it's your favorite team as well, who have already been putting on such a great performance, to have to suffer a set point loss like this. And we're actually going to be spotting out Lusty trying to go in for that quick unhook, and I don't think would even be able to make it to the hatch in time. No time for trades either. That's just going to be a nice clean 4K for Yoka. If this unhook doesn't happen, there could always be one last final desperate ditch effort for Cynic here, but unfortunately that is going to get shut down with Lusty just taking the chase as far away as possible. Will be able to make it to this window though, but Yoka is just too smart and lunges for the hole.
Yeah, nice play there from Yoka. I mean, at the end of the day, probably didn't need to make it, but a nice flex nonetheless. And yeah, no chance there for Lusty. That was wishful thinking, I think, to suggest a unhook or even a hatch play. Yoka had that one down and locked. The second that Ultra failed to get that unhook in basement, Yoka had that lead and he did not let go. So we are going to be brought all the way to our tiebreaker. It's going to be Pinhead to play.
Pyramid Head.
Yes. Oh, Pinhead, Pyramid Head. It was close. It was close.
I'll give you that. It was close.
In my head, I had Pyramid Head. All right, it is going to be Pyramid Head, and that is all going to happen after a quick break. Here we are, ladies and gentlemen, the decider between Luminescence and Cynic. Cynic couldn't close it out with their pick on Legion. It has gone the distance. We're here on Cold Tower with PP Head. Is Yoka with a very good performance on Legion to claw one back for Luminescence and looking to do some damage with Pyramid Head. Spoker, what are our predictions for this game? Oh, good shot there as I was handing the reins over to you. He hits a fantastic shot on Angels, who's been so good in these early chases, but this one could go down pretty quickly. It's going to be almost a 50-50 coming in here. Oh, Angels, good discipline not to vault the pallet there. Oh, did they quick and quiet slow vault? Did they slow vault that pallet? They must have done.
It could be one or the other, but I think that was a quick and quiet. Oh!
Wow.
Yoka wins. Yoka wins, no matter what the result is. Those are some beautiful shots.
No, I'm just looking at Angel's perks here. It is quick and quiet on Angel, so yeah, great play there for them to get away. And basically in the perfect situation, but had really good early game chases from Angels, and this time goes down pretty quickly in basement. And I think you got to give the credit to Yoka for that one.
Yeah, actually just opting to go for the basement hook because Angel's going down inside the main building. Going out of your way to try and go for a pain res hook is just not really viable depending on where the hooks spawn. Obviously, we will never know as spectators unless behavior changes it one day. We can only hope and pray, but yeah, no, very easy to pressure the basement. And we have all of our survivors split up separately on gen, so we should be seeing at least a couple of gens getting done at the start as a result of this. So not the worst scenario for Cynic.
Yeah, no, toxic solo gens off spawn. And look at the mess in front of basement. If you want to go to basement, you're going to be hit with 17 different barbed wires in your ankles. And Yoka, yeah, probably just going to confirm this one out. An early chase in terms of Pyramid Head. And just going to secure this one. Checking basement, making sure no one's lurking down there. That second stage done. And while he's done this, 3 solo gens off spawn. Oh, and Ace is coming. Oh, Lusty's been caught out. No. Lusty gets hit with the M1. And now Lusty can't go in for that save. They're going to have to call in all the troops if they want to get Angels out of there. Lusty was sneaking their way in. And Ultra's sitting on a gen. It's kind of all riding on Ninny here. If Lusty wants to take a distraction down, they can. But Ninny's been spotted out early. And, oh no, things are going from bad to worse. Angels is in a dark spot here. What a shot there. And Cynic in a lot of trouble.
And the reset onto Lusty. Does that mean Ultra would have hopped off the gen to get that reset done? Losing out of some gen pressure as well to keep everyone healthy. This should be an elimination straight up onto Angels unless Ninny has just gone in for a YOLO 1v1, which I think we would have known with this absolute mess of strawberry jam around the basement. And that's going to be the first elimination of the trial. The basement hook was really, really worth it, as you can just sort of tell from this state of the game.
Yeah, it definitely was. Lusty not running a med kit, so definitely was Ultra hopping off the gen, and as a consequence, not going to pop that gen. We don't know how close it is. I imagine pretty close though, given that we waited an entire minute for that second stage to come through. And in terms of the other gens, I can't imagine they'd have too much progress on them because we saw Ninny lurking, trying to get that save. Lusty as well spent a lot of the time running around main, trying to, you know, got hit, got healed. Things are looking really dire here for Cynic, and Luminescence could steal this one away.
Especially because we're going to be catching out Ninny. The only injured survivor right now does go for the medium vault and the life on that window. Yoka probably just going to be really patient here with the M2.
Oh,
and you know what? Never mind. Yoka, you have won my heart.
That's the duration add-on. That's the duration add-on right there. He's running with a 2-second extra duration add-on. Allows him to just kind of zone, like you see with a lot of M2 heavy killers like Huntress and Deathwing or even Demo, right? You hold that M2 to zone them. Wouldn't think we'd have seen it used to that extent on Pyramid Head, but Yoka gets it done, gets another hit, and can protect this gen even more. I would be surprised if we saw any escapes here.
I do definitely think that Cynic could claw back from this if Lusty and Ultra play this one perfectly, and definitely getting a feel for the predictions. Now you really have to sort of analyze how a Pyramid Head plays when you go up against one, whether it just be in pubs or in an actual tournament. There's some Pyramid Heads do like to be a lot more, let's say, risky or outgoing with their powers. We're seeing exactly from Yoka, and we do hear a lot of progress on the main building, as well as a decent amount of progress on the left-hand side mid generators. We've got Eruption applied to both of them. If we were to find Ninny again before a reset were to happen, we do catch out Lusty instead at the main building. We could go for a pain res stack here and not only get the Eruption regression, but potentially a pain res to stop the last generator from being completed if that were the case. And even this generator has over 50%.
Wow. Yeah, Lusty caught off guard again there for Cynic, and you're absolutely right. Pain res is kind of going to be the key factor here. If he can get it in time, but it might not even matter. That gen pops, and they got upstairs gen in main, and the gen off to the other side. Very high work to add 2 with call-outs. Lusty goes down, Eruption on the gen. Thank goodness it's not old Eruption, otherwise he'd be off that gen for you know, the next half an hour. The hook goes, yeah, they're going for the pain res gen. Do they get it in time? I'm not sure if they get it in time. Eruption, the 8% would be strong, but I don't know if it's going to be so close. It's going to be right down to the wire. They get the pain res hook, and no, the gen doesn't come through in time. Nini, sorry, forced off it, and that's a massive 25% on that gen.
Yeah, and especially with how close it is to the hook as well. Not only spotting out Nini, who was working the gen, but Ultra trying to go in for a quick save as well, is now sort of rotating up towards the main side to potentially recover some of the progress on the main building gen, which did also have quite a lot. Nini is going to be forced to go for the rescue while being injured. We are going to get that tag on the animation locked Ultra. That rescue does come through from Nini. We have info on all of our survivors. Ultra is now having to try and play this window. That dodges out the power beautifully, though. I feel like Ultra is doing a really good job at getting a read on how Yoka is playing this one here. And Lusty out of nowhere, taking a tag and running towards Shaq's side.
Yeah, Lusty just kept tearing through at the speed of sound. Oh, we've been blast mined. We can't see a thing. No, down at the speed of sound. Seemed like he had, you know, he had to go home and do the dishes or something. He was just running past, minding his own business. But you can actually see what just happened there. The power of having that gen pressure spread, right? The fact that that main gen had so much progression on it meant Yoka couldn't just kind of stand in between the hook and the other gen with progression on it. He had to go and chase Ultra through main building, which bought the team time to get that save. And here you go, yeah, the M2, nothing Lusty can do about that. The eruption comes through once again. No pain res available on Lusty, so Yoka ditching that, just wants to go straight for protecting the gen. And look at all the auras we can see here.
It's honestly really slept on the aura revealing, sorry. 6 a.m. really does a lot to me, I'll tell you what, but the aura reading that you can get from Eruption can really change the course of the game, and we know Ultra's going to be wrapping around to go for that pickup, but Yoka's happy with just going for, I believe that's the elimination onto Nini? Or the second hook?
No, I think that's second hook, because Lusty had a hook stage on them, and we're only at 5 stages, so won't be an elimination. But yeah, that Eruption aura completely caught me off guard. And a great position there for the hook in front of that gen. And are they going to try and push that main gen now? Because it won't have been regressed too much, I don't think, if they did manage to get a tap on it at some point. So that's definitely still a possibility. Oh, and the double heal coming through. Beautifully timed to not give Yoka any early information. And they're both healed. That's actually pretty big. If Lusty, this is the third time they're getting caught around main building. Obviously, they didn't really have anywhere to go. Not their fault. But it's the third time they've been caught out here. And this could be a very quick chase. Not what Cynic need right now. Oh, this is disgusting from Yoka. You can't pull this off, surely. Not now. Oh, Lusty did get caught out, but he doesn't want it in the end. He was too worried about his other gen, his other hook. But I'm not sure he needed to. I think he could have got the down there on Lusty.
Yeah, but I feel like Yoka definitely needs to go back to at least stop this reset from happening, but it doesn't even matter. Too quick with it. We do get... Oh, my goodness, wow. Yoka, please! These hits are insane. It's always so amazing to see a Pyramid Head going for those M2 hits, and seeing them land is always so satisfying, and I'm sure everyone in the chat will be enjoying as well. The chase once again being taken to the active gens though, with nowhere else really to go, and with the animation lock of having the Volta window, we get another Eruption onto the same gen. Eruption alone has done more regression onto that gen than Painres has at this point of the game. Fun fact.
Fun fact indeed. No, you're completely right there. The Eruption's been massive. That gen up top isn't as far progressed as probably Cynic would have wanted. And this gen here, yeah, okay, basically split even gen pressure. And Yoka's going for another chase here on the injured Lusty. Taking it around main, and this is almost a 50-50 at this point in the vault. Good discipline from Lusty, and Yoka's been so on points with his M2s all game. I don't think he'll need it here. I think the M1 will be enough if he can tunnel him down. Gonna make that pallet. Nice from Lusty, gets hit, and Yoka has been so on point. You cannot fault him at all. The 5th gen does get done though, so that's good points. At least 10 there for our survivors. And what can Ultra do in this end game? Is there any chance he can salvage more points for his team?
I think Ultra actually got spotted out because of the tormented trails here. The medium vault to the window doesn't go for the swing though. Yoka being a little bit more patient, but the no-end speed!
Oh, the no-end!
actually catches up and allows the cage to happen onto Ultra. And oh my goodness, what a clean way to end off the trial and secure the 4K.
Ultra, there's no way Ultra identified that node, otherwise that pallet would have gone down for sure. And wow, what a play from Yogi. He was so on point. And it makes you think, right, if that behavior buff had come in with Pyramid Head, we could have been looking at probably one of the, you know, he could even rival Nurse in position of power. Yeah, seriously good for Yoga, and he deserves every one of those points. It's 28 to Luminescence, 10 to Cynic, and a big, big tall order here for, I'm assuming, Ultra on Pyramid Head.
All righty, ladies, gentlemen, boys, girls, and everyone in the chat. This could be the deciding game between Cynic and Luminescence. We've seen an absolutely insane back and forth between some of our top teams in the standings right now, and it's all coming down to Ultra for Cynic on the Pyramid Head with a win condition of 4K with still one generator remaining. So instead of going for a no-win pick, we're going to be seeing Agitation, which I honestly really, really like, trying to get a very optimal hook placement. No hit onto Delusion to kick it off at the start. We do get the life revealed though. So we got some info on what exhaustions are coming into play. Not another hit here either. Ultra trying to go for these power hits, but there it is. That's what we've been cooking up here. And there's the pallet drop, and not going to be able to follow it up with a quick one though. Ultra needs to be careful with how much time is spent in these chases. Yeah,
Delusion in a tricky spot there. That's going to be a down for sure from Ultra. And, you know, he's been set a very high bar on Yoko, who put out a stellar performance, as well as getting a basement hook for their 4K. And as you were saying earlier, the stakes are so high, right? These guys are 3rd and 4th in our standings. Top 4 go through to playoffs. We're in the second half of our thing. There's that wiggle, and it is a wiggle. The Agitation's not going to carry it. They went halfway across the map for that. And Sasua recognizes it and gets the body block, and that's a really bad start for Ultra. Things are going to have to go so well for him, and a great shot. Wow, right through. There's the range add-ons coming into play. Delusion caught on the tippy toes, and I'm sure they're going to make this hit this time.
Yeah, but at what cost? We saw the first gen getting completed. We are going to be getting Painbras coming out on the most progressed gen, but if our survivors were 3-split on the gens, we did have Sasua coming in for that body to stop that first hook from happening, which is really, really nice to see. But we should be expecting to see at least a 2nd gen getting done. If not, there might be some problems for Luminescence.
Well, yeah, the pain res came in, so that 2nd gen might just be a little bit more delayed than we were expecting. And I'd imagine they're kind of going for a reset if we're not hearing gen pop soon. Nancy has been found, and wow, that is an aggro shot if I've ever seen one, from miles away, just trying to throw it out. If he was going to go back, why not just throw it out? And probably going to try and secure 2nd stage. No, save comes in just in time. Can they get the double hit though? It's going to be close. Just the one hit doesn't hit the BT, which means Delusion's still got a bit of time to play with. Doesn't get hit by those trails. That must have been inches. And are they going to go to the locker? No, BT surely run out by now. Oh, but the spin! He's completely spun him. I don't think he's going to make it to a fill-up out though. The spin's going to be made essentially worthless as he goes down in front of the locker. But what a bit of extra time there. Given, and runs into the torment. Oh, they were there for the head-on. Oh, and they mistimed it because of the cage. Oh no! They recognized the cage was happening. Mistimed the head-on. That could have been brutal if Delusion wasn't there for the cage. The saves comes in straight away. And now Delusion's getting chased again!
That is just absolutely insane. Ultra having everyone injured right now. And we have the chase onto Sasua here. A nice quick down for Ultra. Hopefully another pain res as we hear this gen has so much progress. Agitation will help make sure that we do definitely get a pain res hook. And there it is. We get a nice amount of regression on the most progressed gen, and Ultra's looking like he's cooking up a storm here with 3 stages already, and a survivor on dead hook is a very, very scary spot. And that is not. There's no way that's Delusion that got caught out here at Shack, right?
Oh, it is, and Delusion's that's an execution. He's gonna get chopped in half. Up it goes, kaboom! Oh, Ace, you are gone, my son. Deleted from the server as Ultra steps up massively for Cynic. And now, for sure, they are going to be playing for their win condition. You would have thought coming into this that maybe they're going to try and play for the tie. You know, 4K is always hard to match. But no, they're playing for their win condition. They just got to prevent all gens from being done while getting the 4K. If they do that, that is it. Cynic will win.
Now, the scary part about this, right, is the fact that they managed to pop this top right gen. Sure, we might get it down because of it at the main building here. Jake not going to be able to make it to the window. Ultra, you came here to party, didn't you? That's going to be a nice quick hook back onto Nightfall. And we did break the 3 gen up at the top side of main. So we at least have that going for us for the survivors of Luminescence. But the amount of aggression that's been coming in, yeah, third pain res coming out. I don't think we're going to be seeing the next gen popping anytime soon, as our survivors haven't even had the time to reset through all of this madness. Ultra even giving the lockers a listen out. We catch out Sasua over by the hill here of the right hand side gen. We hear a bunch of progress across a couple of gens, but we have all of our survivors spotted out right now.
Yeah, he knows exactly where everyone is, and it would take a monumental choke from Ultra here to drop this one. He's got complete control over the map, complete control over the game, and this surely is looking like a Cynic series victory. What a back and forth we've had here. I'm not going to call it too soon. Lots of stages still to go in the game, and Nancy's just sneaking in a little bit. I wonder if it's been spotted by Ultra. I think Ultra was, oh yes, he came, he saw, and he's about to chop.
Oh
Nightfall
my goodness.
securing the second stage.
Now, I want to quickly note that we very interestingly see the return of the infamous no pyramid head. There's a spectator bug that's been in the game for quite a while where sometimes his head would just disappear. So it's very interesting comms there. No head, pyramid head. The second stage does get put onto Nightfall though, however, and Chase is now going to be put onto Claudette, onto Sasua at the shack, and the headless pyramid head goes for the M2, but doesn't quite get the down there. Sasua going to be able to make it over to another filler before eventually going down. No, Chase might be getting dropped here, going for a zone instead, as the third gen gets completed with the fourth gen well underway as well. But a Mayan game comes out, and we should be getting the down onto Sasua.
Yeah, that 50-50 was everything there. Sasua goes down. Oh, pain in play. Hello. Where on earth did Sasua end up after that down? Yeah, that 50-50 was vital. He actually could have given Luminescence a way back in, trying to get that second gen done. But that's not a pain res. I think it's Nightfall who we got our final pain res. No, Nancy must be for our final pain res. Yeah, the survivors need 2 gens done, so they could sacrifice Sasua. But having that gen so far progressed next to the hook, that's really, really bad. Sasua had to win that 50-50, and unfortunately, it goes Ultra's way. Well, unfortunately for Luminescence, for our desk and for us supporting Cynic, this is about gone as well as it could have.
I think we actually spotted out a survivor going in for the rescue across the map. I'm not sure if I was just seeing things, but the gen pressure is obviously going to be a really big issue here. So we have another survivor about to be eliminated. We know we need to get 2 more gens done to at least meet the Tycon main building with a decent amount of progress. And oh my, I really am unsure as how this is going to go. And Ultra is 100% making the correct decision here to force the elimination here and going for a very, very nice shot there for style points. But no one was there, unfortunately. Nightfall should be able to pop the main building.
Yeah, but is he going to get hit as soon as he does pop it? He can't commit to it, because if he gets hit right as soon as he pops it, he's then going to be in chase, and no way he lasts 90 seconds in chase, right? This is a 2v1 situation now, but I don't think he could have committed to it anyway. I don't think that gem was quite far enough to progress. Nightfall with a monumental dodge, and this chase here is kind of going to determine if Ultra does close this out, or if Luminescence can sneak their way back in. Ultra though, he just wants to protect these gens. He's going to go back and forth. He needs to find a straight hit at some point. He can't do this forever. The gens will slowly get too much for him as they're quite far spread out. And he really only has to protect one of these gens, and I think he might elect to protect the hill gen a lot easier, not playing around in the main building there with Shack Pallet down 2. Nancy needs to do some juicing.
Yeah, no, it's very, very important to note that we have a 2-2 gen split right now with... Oh, yeah, sorry. A 2-2 split where a gen on either side has so much progress. And, oh, no, Nancy getting caught a bit on the wall there, losing a bit of distance, giving the hit there. But Nightfall might be able to wrap around and get that last generator done. Ultra, that was so close. And Headless Pyramid Head is coming in strong.
Yeah, no, this isn't over by any means, right? Nightfall could potentially go for the reset if he wants, if he doesn't think he can get this gen done. But yeah, even if Nancy went down there, right, Ultra's then caught in the position of protecting the hook and protecting the gen, right? He can only pick one or the other, so whatever he does, Nightfall plays the other way. So yeah, this is kind of come back for the survivors here. Ultra not being able to confirm the kill onto Nancy has really brought Luminescence away back into this game.
100% right, especially because Ultra, I think, is struggling a bit to spot out where Nightfall is, who pre-stealthed over towards these rocks near the shack, and that last gen that has so much progress. At this point, Nancy can just safely work one of the gens on the top side to at least split off the pressure, and even if Ultra decides to go for a committed chase onto Nancy, who's already injured, we need that chase to be quick for Eruption to come through. Otherwise, Ultra Nightfall will be able to get that last gen done, and that's exactly what we see here. Nancy working this deep end gen, and Ultra's just gonna be playing a party game here, trying to get the snipe onto Nancy.
Nancy has to last Nancy has to last a little bit longer there because Eruption, and that's gonna reveal the aura as well. Oh, Nancy had to last just a little bit longer in that chase for Nightfall to get that final gen done, but it's not going to happen. And as long as Ultra doesn't lose, line of sight of Jake, this should be all over. He's got his win con as long as he kills them both before that final gen pops.
Yeah, no, that Eruption was so crucial to seal the deal for Cynic here, and Nightfall just has to go for one last juicer chase. The balance landing's going to come through. Babe, not going to be able to get a hit through that balanced landing. Nightfall will be able to waste a little bit more time and makes it over to this pallet over by the tank tracks, but Ultra not quite going to be able to land that M2 either. A lot of resources to use here. We just have to buy some time for Nancy. Oh my goodness. You just can't make it up.
Yeah, just kind of prolonging the inevitable here. No way he gets back to Nancy to pick her up. I guess if he lost here indefinitely, she can crawl away here. But here's the thing, right? If he goes down on the corner of the map, Nancy could get hatch escape. And I wonder what that would do for the points, right? Because he's instant death. He's got to go and find Nancy first. He's got to... It might take a little bit longer, but he's got to do that, surely.
I wonder what Ultra is thinking here.
Yeah.
Knowing that he needs to find Nancy. Oh...
Is he gonna wait the bleed out?
I mean, I don't think that would really be viable in this scenario. As soon as the... Oh wait, hang on a minute. Nightfall does have a lot more progression.
No, a bleed out's a draw, surely, right? Because he'll lose 2 points for... Oh no, because he doesn't lose a point on Nightfall. He just loses 1 point on the Nancy.
Onto Nancy.
So, yeah, so it will still be a win.
We're just gonna get this confirmed though by the team though. Our producers in the back are tallying up the points right now, and it's quite split at the moment. Yeah, but I think we've come to a conclusion that the bleed out would still be the win for Cynic.
Yeah. Bleed out's still the winner for Cynic because so right, his condition, he had to prevent that last gen getting done because that would be 2 extra points for the survivors. And he's only going to lose 1 point for this bleed out, so that's within bounds, within that 2 point bracket. So he's absolutely fine by just losing 1 point by not hurting the survivor. So we are going to get a bleed out. Sit comfortably, folks, and this is probably an alright time to kind of transition into the next game we're going to be having up.
Nah, I mean, we do only have a little bit longer on the bleed out for Nancy, but as soon as that happens and we get that hook onto Nightfall, because it looks like Nightfall is trying to crawl to a spot where the hook can't happen, but unfortunately there is a hook nice and close by here at the top left-hand side of the map. But as soon as that bleed out comes through and the hook happens onto Nightfall, it will confirm the win for Cynic. And can we just talk about how much of a hard-fought battle it has been for Cynic to be in this position right now, fumbling the Legion set, having it go to tiebreaker, and for the win condition just to be so close. It's always really impressive to see when teams manage to get the scores so close to each other. Just really represents the skill levels.
I mean, yeah, the heartbreak for Luminescence, right? Like, Yoka did such a good job on Pyramid Head, some incredible shots, but in the end, Survivors just couldn't pull it off for him. Ultra, you know, done a fantastic job on just damage limitations, and yeah, this is going to be the end as Nancy does get eventually bled out, and okay, the revenge there. From Ultra, and there, that is going to be it with Cynic taking it 37-36 over Cynic winning 37-36 over Luminescence. That is probably the closest game of the season. That is absolutely incredible.
It's always so exciting to see only a 1-point difference being the decider for what was a tiebreaker set as well. So a massive GG's and congrats to Cynic for taking the win here, and even to Luminescence as well for putting up such an amazing fight. But with that being said and the schedule in mind, that's going to be it from me and Barry on the desk here tonight. Is there anything you want to say before we head on out?
No, but it's been an absolute pleasure casting with Spoker, and I look forward to many more in the future. And to everyone at chat at home, I hope you enjoy the upcoming game, Eternal versus Elysium. That's going to be an absolute cracker, two titans of teams going at it. But no, that is it from us, and have a wonderful rest of your morning, evening, or night from wherever you are around the world.
And I do want to just give another special thank you to Barry for first time on the desk for DBDLeague and doing such an amazing job. Everyone in chat, make sure you guys show him some love.